president's budget proposal overall, I have to say, is predictably disappointing. As I said earlier, it really doesn't do much to reduce the budget deficit. In fact, if you take out the provisions on Social Security, probably there's a modest increase in the deficit. That said, there's some good news in the background on our budget deficit. This year, given the tax increase that we saw in January, tax increases aren't good news, but it happened. We basically raised taxes by about $180 billion. That's $1.8 trillion over 10 years through the end of the payroll tax reduction and the higher taxes on wealthy households. Then the sequester gave us another $120 billion a year of deficit reduction. So in spite of all the hand-wringing, we have already seen the U.S. budget deficit reduced by $300 billion per year based on what's already been done. So if we just stick with what we've got, we'll see the deficit, which currently is running about $850 billion, and last year was over $1 trillion. By 2015, it's going to be down to about $350 billion. So, and that kind of progress means that the national debt will start to shrink relative to GDP, and that's really the objective of deficit reduction. So there is some good news there. Kind of ironically, if we do nothing on the budget in terms of further action, and we don't rescind the sequester, which I don't think we can do, we've made some pretty good progress on overall deficit reduction. The remaining job is to re-engineer the Social Security program and the Medicare and Medicaid programs so that they're sustainable over the next 20 to 30 years. That is going to take some time, and I wish we were getting better vibes on that from the reception to the president's modest proposal to slow the growth of Social Security, but we're not. But don't be too discouraged. We've made some progress on deficit reduction, and probably we won't see any dramatic changes between now and the time, which would be October 1st of this year when the next fiscal year starts. But as I say, more progress than usual, and there's some reason to be optimistic.